Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be doing this streaming thing with the draft thing.
The draft
I hope you
thing.
guys are all excited about this. It's been a hot minute since I've done a draft stream.
Yeah, I think I can say the same thing too.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't think I have done one. So this is a new.
They're fun. I've always enjoyed them.
I've never really had the chance to do one before. I was always on the other end, so.
And then guys like Seven in the gang came in and basically outdid anything that I've ever done with them. So.
Yeah, it's actually really nice to see what these things have become over the years,
Mm-hmm.
especially compared to what it was when I joined.
I can't even remember the last time I decided to do a live one. It's been a while. I'm thinking our highest TP available.
Just taking a look here because it is past 3, so the draft has officially started.
I'm like, is all of our things... well, whatever. Just looking. Let's take a look here. Right, so we do have the first pick in. We're just waiting for it to be announced. It's exciting times.
Hello, hello.
Hi there. How are you?
How's it going, want to be Finn?
Oh, all right. I'm well. How are you guys?
Good. Congratulations, by the way. I haven't been able to officially tell you that, but congratulations on the finished job.
Thank you. I don't know if they actually posted it. Seattle and Winnipeg made a trade prior to the draft starting. They swapped a couple seconds. So 28 and 33 in this draft will be going to Winnipeg. Oh. And next draft's Buffalo second will be going to Seattle.
I thought you were coming in here with big news on 2 overall here.
Oh, not yet.
Coming to spill some beans.
No, not just yet.
Oh man, I like beans.
Actually, so you guys are still waiting on the first pick then?
Correct.
Awesome.
Yeah, nothing is live yet, I don't think.
Okay, cool.
Alright, do you have that update there, Rugsy?
Not yet, I'll get on it.
Alright, which numbers was it again, Finn?
28 and 33 in this draft will be going for the season 65 Buffalo second.
To Winnipeg.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Get those changed up.
Okay. There's something.
Hi, Evok. I see a flurry of highs in the chat.
Hi, Evok.
Okay.
Roughly how much of a delay is there on this?
Not
I have
much.
no idea.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to figure that out as well. It doesn't seem bad.
I was going to say it might be like a second or two. I don't think it's anything dramatic. I am absolutely maxing out the amount of space on 3 monitors I can use.
Oh, well then.
Oh, Hannah's here. Hi, Hannah.
You're using 3 monitors, eh? That would be a nice setup.
Yeah, I've got...
Yeah, I have 2, and I find that's a lot, but, you know...
I have the one in the middle horizontal, and the other 2 are vertical on either side.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's super nice to have things like Spotify and Discord and all these things going on at the same time. It really sucks, however, on the vertical screens when I want to put a web page up and it's not supporting a monitor that narrow, that direction. It's like, oh, son of a bitch. It looks like Jess is trying to talk, but nothing's coming out.
Yeah, I don't know why it's saying that, because I have my mute switch on.
Oh,
I was not trying to say anything, but it, I guess, thought I wanted to.
It knew that you should have. You should introduce yourself. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm just here doing bookkeeping.
So we appreciate your bookkeeping.
Oh, thank you.
Right here. Waiting for the posted pick, and then we will get to the first pick. Hope everybody's having a great time. I'm excited. Again, I'm excited to be back. Unfortunately, this might be the one draft I know the least about a lot of the newer users because I had recently stepped back a bit and really took away some things.
You know, I'm probably the best person to be putting with you then, because I'm very much in a similar boat. So together, I'm sure that our void of knowledge will equal some sort of knowledge. Hopefully.
It's a little sad, but talk louder. All right, let me turn my mic up. That might actually help.
Is it you that needs to go up, or is it me that needs to go down? I think it's me
because it was turned down to like 70%. I was afraid to be too loud.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I do have some information, so never mind. We are going to go ahead and announce number 1 here, and first overall pick from Detroit Falcons, holding steady, user CTOTS. I know I've heard great things about him. I don't actually know this user, unfortunately, but I've heard nothing but great things.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz around CTOTS going early, especially among some of the draft class servers that I'm a part of here from recent years. A lot of people thinking that he was really pegged in for one of the top slots.
Well, most likely, I would think so. It's especially going first overall. I mean, you always love it. And then look at that, first and shot blocks among rookies. So the dude knows what he's doing as a defenseman already. So congrats to him.
Out there.
Congrats to him. A great pick by the Tampa Bay Barracuda, I believe.
Yeah, congratulations, CTOTS.
And the board will be updated momentarily, if it's not already.
We get an appropriate scree in chat from our good friend Vax.
There had to be one. There's always one. All right, and then oh wait, what am I doing?
There we go. Take a look at the highest TP players available here. Always a little bit skewed when you have a GM at the top of the list too, so
yep,
throws off the draft rankings a little bit.
I'm just doing a little updating here myself. I'm setting this trade that just went through up.
I really apologize if y'all are getting like weird noise from my mic, because I have it on mute and I still see my little thing lighting up in Discord.
No, I was going to mention it looks like it really wants you to talk again, but
it really wants me to.
It's not doing anything.
Okay, good. As long as you're not getting weird robot noises or hearing me type.
No.
We do have a trade.
Yeah, we do have a trade after the first pick. Winnipeg will be receiving Stand-in Desk.
Oh.
While Montreal will receive the 2nd overall pick and David S. Pumpkins. So with that, we have the 2nd overall pick coming up.
Yep. I think it's a great trade. Removing myself from it, obviously, because that is me. I know the Patriots, unfortunately, lost a couple of players due to trades and also lost a few due to inactivity recently. So I think they do need a bit of a soft reset, and I think CK definitely saw that and realized that the best thing to do now is to get what value he could out of what he has to kickstart that, and then having 2 picks in the top 4 is pretty solid to do that.
Yeah, 2nd overall really isn't anything to scoff at.
No,
so
especially when you got 4 and 13 in your pocket too for this draft.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really complain about that.
No, I think this is a good move for Montreal here. It's it's a good move for both teams in the end, but given the situation where Montreal had to move a player and try to gain some value to try and, like you said, kickstart things moving forward a little bit, I think this is a good move for them to really get a really valuable piece back for someone that is otherwise also very valuable.
So we are just waiting for one quick.
So are we caught up on any of the next picks yet that we're allowed to go ahead with?
We do have a couple of picks. We're dealing with a bit of a technical headache that I might have to just kick out of the way here because I don't really want to deal with this, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to go ahead and kick to the next one. We do have the 2nd overall pick going to Montreal now, and that will be Johnny Petey. User Johnny Petey from the Detroit Falcons, another defenseman going.
2 in a row.
Yeah.
Detroit's feeling good today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Detroit, knocked out 1 and 2 hard right there.
Yeah, Johnny Petey coming in with a solid bank as well. Selected 15th overall by Detroit in the junior draft.
Yeah, I definitely a jump there. Rookie TPE leader going 2nd overall. Not a big surprise there. Good bank too, 14.6. That's pretty solid. It's going to disappear pretty quick when he buys his first set of
first set of SHL equipment. Major leagues coaching.
Right,
yeah,
exactly. But it's always nice to see these new users come in and have a great time. So
yeah,
congratulations to you, Johnny. I hope you have a good time, and I know you'll enjoy it in Montreal.
Congrats, Johnny. You got some big shoes to fill here.
All right, so
no pressure.
Yep, we went ahead and did that.
All the pressure.
All the pressure in the world, but no pressure. We do have 3rd overall in. Just waiting for a quick change by our boy, and then we can go ahead and announce that one. So I apologize that we are a little behind where the GM server is, but I definitely think we're going to catch up now. We had a technical headache. We're just going to ignore it and move on to the next thing.
We'll still have a decent idea of who's going to be picking when.
Basically, what it is each team has a custom background and logo to bring up, and for some reason it's just not updating properly for me. So we're just going to skip it and move on to the next thing and see what happens. I'll keep checking in on it as time goes by and see if it works, but for some reason it's just giving us a headache. Fortunately, we can still use the player pictures, and we're going to have a very interesting one because, yes, it looks like we are going to have back-to-back Falcons as
back-to-back
as user Trempale and Moritz Sider goes 3rd overall to the Wolfpack. My boy Luke there picking up a great one right there. First overall by Detroit. So 1st overall, 3rd overall, solid. Hey, Corey, I miss you too, buddy.
I mean, it doesn't translate too poorly. Like you can't really see
spots
1-to-1, right?
2 spots
Exactly.
is nothing. And
Exactly.
I do know Trempale. I just a little bit. I know I've interacted with them in some capacity at some point. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to Winnipeg for an incredible pick. Which we need to change that actually.
A number 3
New
going
England,
to New England.
New England.
That's okay.
Yeah. Words are hard. I don't know. Words
English can be difficult sometimes.
Yeah. So I believe our highest TPE available is all incorrect. So we're just going to kind of ignore that for now. So I apologize for that as well. This was something that kind of got emergency sent over to me. So, but I'm enjoying it. It doesn't matter. So we're going to have 4th overall coming up shortly.
Another Detroit player. Congratulations to all 3 of them. Got Holden Steady, Johnny Petey, and Moritz Sider.
And then we
going.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we are going to number 4 overall now. Going to Montreal is Mad McBride, user NJ Bad Apple, from the Maine Timber. Finally, not a Falcon. Nothing against the Falcons, but let's get some. We got a bunch of other teams out there. Let's get them in the mix a little bit here.
Diversity's good.
Yeah.
So they say.
Solid winger, first winger to go, right? Because the rest of them were all defensemen. So first winger.
I do believe the first 3 were defensemen. So yeah, this would be the first forward.
Yeah, first forward in the draft. 26 overall. So now that's a jump. That's an absolute jump. 26 to 4th. That's solid.
And I can't say it's one that surprises me, really. NJ's been around before, and there's a lot of people that know him and that do hold him in a high regard. So it's not someone that you would be very surprised to see jump so high.
Right, absolutely. And I mean, it's hard to not take somebody high who has 114 million in the bank.
I mean, yeah, the career basically pays for itself at this point.
Pretty much, yeah. You just put the contract money in there and a little bit extra, and you're pretty much solid.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, NJ. Glad to see you back around, and I hope you enjoy your time in Montreal. I know they're going to do something special there. So then we're going to move back over to the board, which I'm pretty sure I got to do this to make sure it works. Yeah, so that should update now. Yep. Alright, so then 4th is up, and then so number 5 is the Manhattan Rage. They are going to be picking a player who I am, unfortunately, their name I'm going to have to say.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see this. This is...
Yes.
Oh, I apologize for all the forms of blasphemy that is going to come.
Uh-huh. I apologize to everyone ahead of time, but we do have to announce that 5th overall is a person named Chad Nickelback.
Chad Nickelback going 5th overall to the Manhattan Rage.
Yeah, now Flo Seiden is a user I like a lot. Nice to see him back around again. Manhattan Rage picking up another solid player. And Nevada Battaborn on the board now.
Yeah, Nevada joins.
Nothing but amazing in Nevada, so very happy for him here.
Well, it's great to hear. We love to see these players, new and old, get picked. And I'll be honest with you, and JR, you can attest to this now especially. When you have a new player, even if you've had 1 or 2 or 3 before, that draft's exciting.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's absolutely just like, oh my god, I can't wait for this. This is so fun.
Yeah, as somebody that's going to be experiencing it for, I mean, one of the first times in 6 years that I've been in here. I mean, it's really, really exciting. It's something that really kind of reinvigorates you too, even as an older player. It kind of gets you going again and excited to do the point tasks and excited to earn some money.
Yeah.
And, I think we're going to see a little bit of that. I mean, obviously we have Flosidon already going fairly high in this draft, so Manhattan was seeing something something they liked in him, and he like you said, he's someone that's been or you and Jess actually said he's been someone that's been a very, very good presence in locker rooms for a while now.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to announce our 6th overall pick, going to the Blizzard. I'm a little surprised, but
big pick here,
but pleasantly so.
Well deserved, though, I will say.
Agreed. Just in time from the Quebec City Citadels. Ramen Naman. That's what I'm going with.
Ramen Naman.
So I want to.
Ramen.
Yep. Great pick by Edmonton here. I think an amazing user. I am in Quebec. Very active. Very, very awesome person.
I've heard nothing but good things, and it's been something that people have been talking about all day, that this is someone that we should see high up in the draft boards, and some people were saying that, you don't really see goalies go in the top 10. You don't see goalies go, especially in the modern day SHL, that high in the draft, but some people are really worth it, and this is someone that everybody has been saying day in and day out has been worth picking this high, even if they're a goalie and not a skater. It's someone that's going to bring a heck of a lot of value to an organization.
Agreed, and it's one thing that we can also point out too, that the changes that head office made to tactics and things could play a lot towards the value of a goalie going forward.
Oh, absolutely.
Which I think is a good thing, because again, Finn, we haven't really been able to talk much since I left the GM chat, but I think overall you guys made an incredible move with that. I think it's really going to even out some things for a lot of people.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, that's the idea, right?
Right, and it was. I think it was a long time coming, and I think everybody knew that. And I think it was the right way to play it. Corey, ever the optimist, saying they won't.
Provincial neighbors, the Calgary Dragons have the next pick in the draft, following Edmonton.
I love it.
7th overall, moving just down the street to Calgary. I'm sure that's how Edmonton works, right? Or Alberta. They're
something
just
like that,
down the street.
Yeah. It's just one blizzard away.
Yeah.
But we do have that pick in, so 7th overall. This one is not a surprise in any way. This is a guy I love in this league.
Someone I regard.
Romaine Lettuce, Evan Winter.
Romaine Lettuce.
Yep, that's what I call him, Romaine Lettuce, or Red.
Congratulations, Red. This is somebody that I like a lot, too. We spend a lot of time playing some Apex and shooting the shit about the league and shooting the shit about not the league. It's a really easy guy to talk to, and I'm sure people know that if you get talking with him, it can go. You can go on forever.
You can. Oh god, but it's always something fun and exciting and lighthearted, and with him, and he's a great locker room presence. I know I shared some time with him in LAP with my last player when he was there, and he's just such a positive dude. It's hard to not enjoy his company. So getting taken at 7th overall is a no-brainer.
I think this is an amazing pick at 7. This is definitely. I know we're not even far in the draft, but it's starting to get in a little bit of steal territory when you have someone like this that can really impact your franchise going still in past the top 5.
Yeah, and let's not even look at the fact that the dude put up over 40 points this season, almost 50.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah, as a rookie, I mean, that's solid as hell.
Yeah, as a rookie, selected 11th overall by Colorado in the junior entry draft, so another little bit of a climb for him.
Yeah, but
going up
solid.
A few spots.
Absolutely solid. All right, so 7th is done, and now we have the Wolfpack again.
For their second pick of the draft.
Their second pick of 3 in the first round, even.
Yeah.
Very solid.
2 in the top 10. They must be happy with this.
Oh, absolutely. And, again, outdoor truck, left winger from the Scarecrows. Snoo.
I don't think there's very much surprise here.
Not at all. Snoo's a great user, a great person. Picking him, getting him at 8 feels like a bit of a bargain.
Well, and to remember, he was hired as a co-GM by the Wolfpack, so they kind of had to, commit to using an early pick on him. Other teams were able to pick him, but I think they were happy enough that New England would use an 8th overall pick here.
Yeah, that's a very good point there, Finn. One I didn't even think about, actually. I did forget that he was hired there. But honestly, even if he wasn't hired as a co-GM, he's a solid top 10 pick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's been pretty good since recreating. And then after the 8th overall pick there, we do have a trade coming in.
Ooh, fun stuff.
So Tampa Bay will be trading the 9th, Philadelphia will be trading the 9th overall pick to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay will be sending the season 65 Los Angeles first round pick and the season 66 Winnipeg second. That's the trade.
You know what? I'm not even going to bother with a fancy trade recap. I think we got it.
Yep.
A first and a second for a first. So Tampa Bay takes over possession of 9th overall in the draft right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that puts them on the clock.
Which congratulations to them on that, by the way. And that does put them on the clock, and that pick is in. We're only a few picks behind now.
We're catching up slowly here.
Catching up slowly. So now going to the Barracuda. I want to Lord Zomp, Mr. Zomp.
Mr. Zomp.
Mr. Zomp.
Lord Zomp.
Lord Zomp. Definitely sounds like something from Toy Story or like The Incredibles.
I know, right? Like I think of that, and the first thing I think of is Zurg or something, like you said from Toy Story.
Not today.
Not today. Yeah, exactly. So he was selected 3rd overall, so a little bit of a slide here, but that's not really something that
still top 10, still solid.
Speaks too much in an SHL draft when there's so much that goes into
right. And I believe
who gets picked where, right?
I believe that's our first Armada off the board.
Yeah, the first Armada.
But I mean, you look at the TP and everything, very comparable to everybody else. Again, solid 35 points, 16 goals, 19 assists as a rookie with 17 minutes on ice as a rookie is pretty solid.
He brings himself a solid 30 mil to the bank as well.
Yeah.
On 29.5.
Plus another 3 here in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Gotta look at it at the bright side there,
Yeah, everybody here is going to have a little bit more than what they have in their bank that we're showing you.
Exactly. Right until they buy equipment.
And then everything goes away.
And then it all goes sideways.
Burn it.
All right. So then we're going to congratulate Zomp again. Going to Tampa Bay. Another team with 2 picks in the first 10.
Yeah, and 1 and 9 for Tampa Bay.
1 and 9, and you got New and Montreal did it too. So, and then coming up, we're going to have Toronto's going to have some double picks later here. 11 and 14, I believe, yeah. But before we get to that, we do have a pick from New Orleans to announce.
Yeah, New Orleans up here with 10.
Yeah, and we want to put a Kelowna Knight off the board. Mikhail Jacobson.
Bannock. I've never known if that's actually how you say it.
No, that's how I say it.
I've been here for like 6 years, and I still don't know if that's how you say it. But I really hope it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bannock.
Bannock.
Yeah.
Bannock. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Yeah, we can't
totally nothing inconspicuous going on.
We can't say that, though. So, Banna Penis, congratulations.
Gotta keep it.
I think that's worse.
Nobody said I was politically correct. But 297 TPE, 65 million in the bank. A solid pick here. I do not remember who was their last player. I'm blanking.
I can't remember, but it is someone that has been around for quite a while.
Yeah.
I think they had a player on a different, under a different like alias.
Was it? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody in chat remembers, go ahead and speak up.
Well,
I'm gonna draw a blank on this one. It's gonna bug me.
Go ahead and dox him.
All right. So that being said, congratulations to Banadong at 10 overall, going to the Spectres. I know Joe was probably happy with that pick. So
we have Toronto coming up here.
Nola's definitely on the way up right now, so that's a good spot to be.
There we go.
All right, and then so we have 11th overall. Toronto North Stars.
I do believe 12 is Toronto's as well.
Yes, they do have
Winnipeg.
Yeah, they do have back-to-back picks here. I believe that pick was traded just prior to the draft starting.
Okay, so I apologize that I missed that.
Let me see. I believe they posted it publicly.
Yeah, I believe you're right on that. I think I
Here we go. Yeah, yes. So this was This was actually a trade posted yesterday. This was the Raven trade to Winnipeg.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was one of those things where I saw it and I'm like, oh, I'll update that tomorrow, and that worked well. But, so that being said, 11 overall to Toronto. That is Luka Hunziker and Dangles 13.
Dangles,
yeah.
And do we have 12 ready as well, or do we just...
12 will be ready in a few moments. We'll have to take the card off, so
okay.
He can do his background work, but we'll just talk about Luka for a minute.
Fine, we'll give Dangles his...
Yeah, we gotta give him his couple of seconds here. We can't just overlook him.
Time to shine. No, Dangles is a great guy. When I joined the site, he was involved with Vancouver, with Hamilton at the time, I believe, as well. Yeah. Which were two of the first teams that I was involved with early on, too.
Yeah, he went from Vancouver to Hamilton, and then he was co-commissioner for a little bit there.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
He was a very, very big part of the league when I first joined in the mid-late S20s. And,
yeah, he's pretty much done it all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It makes me coming in at like 36 with my first player feel young.
Well, he's been around for a long time. He's done it many times. He's got 60 mil in the bank. There's not much that you can put against him. At this point, getting someone like that out of the top 10 is I know I've been saying this a lot so far, but another great pick.
Right, so that being said, we can move on to number 12 here momentarily. And that one is ready to go. We have AJ Williams and AJ Williams. User AJ undrafted first UDFA off the board. Back-to-back Zerkers too.
Back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, having a UDFA go up this early is fairly good. It's fairly surprising to see, especially when you're still close to the top 10 and you still have a lot of the natural creates that, would be maybe a little bit further ahead in TPE. But the gap is never so big that one thing like personality or, how a little trait that a GM might see or like in someone can close that gap,
Right. Oh, absolutely. 278 TPE, so on average he's probably only about 15 to 20 behind everybody else that's been picked. So really,
really not a lot.
Yeah,
definitely a manageable gap. People who create late, they may have a little bit of a gap behind them at the start, but it's really in the long term, it's negligible if you really bust your ass and get to work on your player.
I mean, a couple good seasons of predictions can wipe away that 15-point deficit
absolutely
pretty quickly.
Fantasy predictions.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But congratulations to them. And that should be updated on our board as well now. Yes, it is. And then 13, we have the Montreal Patriots back on the board with their third pick in the first round. Yep.
I gotta say, I am a fan of this one.
Montreal will always be near and dear to my heart, with being picked first overall there, and then my short stint as GM. But we do have that one ready to go, and we have Shiloh Moxie from the Great Falls Grizzlies.
First from the Grizzlies to go.
Yep,
it's good to see.
Another undrafted free agent.
Yeah, there's 2 UDFAs going in a row here in the top 15 of the draft. It's really good to see people joining late and still making an impression, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
And Shiloh's someone who made an impression really quickly. He's someone that's very active in the LR, and he's very outspoken in, I would say, a good way. That, you know, people want him around and things are fun when he's around. So I'm really glad to see him going high here, see him go to a team that I like in Montreal. I think he's going to do well there.
I do as well. I think if you look at the picks that Montreal's brought in so far, you got a solid D, a solid winger, a solid center. You're looking at three guys that are going to define the future of the franchise, really. Along with a couple of the younger guys they already have, like Serpe and things like that. I think this is really good.
For sure. This is someone that's going to come in there, and he's going to be really big for them in the LR, and he's going to play a leadership role for the team. I'm not saying this guy's going to be your captain or whatnot, but whether it be a letter or not, he's the material to be a leader on your team for a long time to come.
Yeah, and he absolutely, honestly, could end up being the captain in the future. We really don't know.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But I definitely feel like he could. So, that being said, we've got number 13 off the board. 14, we're back to Toronto again. Yeah. Toronto.
Some deja vu.
Yeah. I hope they didn't want Shiloh Moxie at 14.
But I think Toronto's feeling pretty good about the picks they've made as well.
I would be absolutely... I'd be thrilled with this pick if I was Toronto at 14, honestly. I know this user... I know this user is in our chat right now, and they're probably going to be very excited by this. Luis St. Martin. Valpix.
Valpix going 14th overall to Toronto.
Yep.
Wally again, picking them up.
Another undrafted free agent going. Another Citadel going, which, again, they have been doing great at keeping them... engaged and active, and again, it's like the one juniors team I'm still in the locker room for.
And that's something they've been doing great for quite a while now. Like, it's been a core part of their identity since they've been a team in the SMJHL. At least it feels like it from an outsider's perspective. Everybody who's been there loves it, and now Louise St. Martin gets a chance to go there and love it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A defenseman, solid numbers, solid bank, and definitely going to plug right in to a Toronto team that's looking to also kick off a rebuild. So they're going to bring in 2 forwards and a defenseman in 4 picks, and, on the board, 11, 12, 14. He's going to be in good company there.
Yeah. And this is not just 3 picks that they've had in the first round. This draft, too, Toronto has been doing it. This is 2 drafts in a row now that they've been accumulating picks. So their stock of young talent here is building up very quickly.
Yes, it is.
We're seeing.
Yes, it is. And that Raven trade was big for them for that, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was absolutely massive.
Yeah. Which...
So massive we forgot about it.
Yeah, exactly. So much so that I thought, I'll make sure to do something about that, then didn't.
I mean, we did get a bit of a bunch of trades all at once there. So some things definitely got put on the back burner.
In the Montreal Patriots server, we have like a SHL Transactions RSS feed, and it was going absolutely bonkers yesterday. It's like, whoa, calm down, guys. It does do signings and things, too, but still, it was going bonkers. So it's like, holy crap, guys, relax.
All right, so we have a trade to announce here for the 15th overall pick.
Interesting.
Tampa Bay will be trading 15th overall to New Orleans. New Orleans will be compensating them with a season 67 New Orleans first round pick. And that is it. It's a 1-for-1 trade.
1-for-1. This is a pretty fair deal when you start getting at the tail end of the first round. You know, you start losing the extra little compensations here and there for picks going the other way.
I do.
So
like
a 1-for-1 is good.
I like it, and I'll tell you why. Because I think when by the time you get to season 67, Nola's pick's going to be probably right around the same area. Because they got talent. They're going to start climbing climbing the rankings and dropping down the draft board. So it's pretty solid. And Nola's in that position where they could use the player now, but by 67, they're probably not going to need it.
Absolutely, and you've seen it like in the last couple seasons. Even though the results might not have been 100% what they had hoped for, the team is coming together there, and they really do have something that they'll be able to show for on the ice when the next few seasons start.
Oh, yeah.
So, like you said, that 67 is going to be a fairly relatively close pick to the 15 that they're getting in exchange for it.
I would say, and going off a completely different tangent here, Nola is a team that I wouldn't touch in the casino for like the next 3 seasons. I just wouldn't touch them because they're going to eventually jump, and you just don't know when it's going to be. So
yeah, everybody's just kind of waiting for it.
Take the over, not the under.
Yeah. Well, that's probably very fair. Well, I'm glad to announce that we have caught up to the picks.
Yeah, well, actually 15 just.
Oh, now I make a liar out of me.
Yep, 15
yeah, there we go.
Came in.
As I say that.
So we can announce that one. It's popping up right now, and here we go. J.R. Frankenstero, Punk 42AE from the Raptors. Is that the first Raptor?
I can think of, but I can't remember.
It's not. RES was the first.
Rugsy shows up
Rugsy.
To save the day.
Yep, he does. Yep. Well, he's the one switching them all, so he probably remembers all the
all the
jerseys. Yeah.
Punk 42AE.
Yeah,
coming in from Colorado. He's someone that we have some Colorado management in Baltimore, and he's someone that's been brought up to us in our scouting in the last couple days or last week leading up to the draft. Definitely someone that teams had on their radar. So New Orleans is probably feeling pretty good about getting him at 15, and obviously they're feeling something about him because they traded in to get him.
Yeah, and honestly, again, we got another undrafted free agent picked up by Colorado who did, if you look at the numbers, they're very solid right there. 25 points.
Oh, yeah.
25 points. I don't know how many games he played. I could do a quick search for that. But if he was an undrafted free agent, there's chances are he didn't play a full season.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
if you...
again, I unfortunately do not know this user, but somebody saw something, and that's great for them. And then we need to change that. Because I guess we missed another trade along the way there, but that's okay. Must have been from yesterday. So we will transition out of that. So congratulations to Punk 42AE. 60 games. So they only missed a couple of games. But even still, very, very solid undrafted player, and really for them, this is their only draft, so it's got to be pretty exciting for them. That is the only downside to being an undrafted free agent pickup, is you're kind of you only get the one draft. But okay, we do have 16 overall in to Toronto, which I had to update the board. Toronto did have 16 as well, so I apologize for that. Shows you how solid I've been at checking these, so I'll be double checking them as we go again. 16 overall. User Nobody, player Robert Bergen.
Nobody.
Yeah, going to Toronto.
He's someone I'm really happy to see that's been back and kicking it in the league. He's someone
Agreed.
that I had a lot of respect for back in the day. And he was always a fun guy to have around too. Made the voice chats in the game gang and whatnot the few times that we did, whether it would be like the Jackbox nights or F1 or whatnot. Made it fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm thrilled to see it go an Outlaw off the board. Maybe the first Outlaw. I don't know. Rugsy can yell at me if I'm wrong, but I think that might actually be the first Outlaw off the board. Great for them. Picked 6 overall. Not a big difference there. Because it's tough in the first round because, and JR, you can attest to this too, sometimes you want the recreate, sometimes you want the new user blood. So every GM has a different way to look at it every season.
For sure, and you got to weigh things a little differently depending on where you are.
And the need, and what you need, position.
Yeah. And if you look at it in this draft particularly, I mean, Toronto's had many opportunities to take some new blood here. So it looks like they're trying to get, in the last couple drafts, a good mix of both.
Yeah.
It's not exclusively recreates either.
Yeah, I mean, Toronto's got a solid 4 picks in the first round right there, so it's like there's nothing to complain about whatsoever. But congratulations, nobody. Welcome back. I haven't really interacted with you much, so I apologize for that. But I am happy to see you back. Yep. Stupid thing. There we go.
All right, so that was
16. So we have Baltimore on the board.
BAP.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can kick them in the butt here.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we should talk to a GM that used to be there. Where would we find one of those?
I got no clue. Let me look around here. Oh man, that's definitely an experience not being in charge of this one. It's probably one of the first drafts in many years that I haven't had some sort of a hand in. And,
yeah, this is my first draft since season 28 that I haven't been doing a draft.
It's gotta that's gotta feel weird for you, man, because that's such a long time.
It's been almost 6 IRL years.
That's about what it's been. That's what I'm basing it off of, because I joined in 28, and in my second season I got the GM job with Vancouver. So it's been, and that's about 6 years at this point.
But it's probably got to be nice too, in some way, because you get to experience it in some completely different way that you just never really have.
It's nice, but it's also scary too, getting back in the SHL draft. Like the SMJHL draft is a little more exciting for me, I find. But not having a team affiliation going back in the SHL draft at this point is a little more scary, because I'd be open to experience whatever it is that comes, but it's when you've been in the same place for 6 years, it kind of ingrains itself in you in a certain way.
Right, and that's why, and going off of that, just personally, when I recreated, I was telling people that were scouting me that I didn't want to go back to Manhattan. Now, I also made clear that I had nothing against JY or Koa or anybody in Manhattan whatsoever. I don't. I loved the time I spent there. I mean, I spent the better part of 3 years there with my last player. But I did want to experience something different this time around. I did want to join a new locker room and get a new experience this time around.
Yeah. I can't say I feel as strongly that way. Like, I would be very happy to be back in Baltimore, especially while this core is together and the team that, we built over the years is still there. It'd be nice to still be able to be a part of it. But like I said, if whatever comes, and we'll take it one step at a time.
Right, and then if something ever happened and the chance, if I could go to Manhattan again, or I got traded there or whatever, I'd have no qualms about it whatsoever. I'd plug right back in.
Yeah.
But I just was like, I just wanted to make sure that, I got to try something different this time around. That being said, Baltimore did make their pick. We're going to announce that. That is user Naki. Not sure. We're going to go with Naki. Ambrosia
go with Naki.
Okay, Ambrosia
Naki.
Snow.
Ambrosia Snow from Great Fall.
Great
This is
Falls.
another UDFA that joined us fairly late in the season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually pull up the index and see how many games they played because I'm a little curious about that one.
Sitting there with 250 TP, a little bit lower than what we see from some of the people that created earlier on, but he's clearly keeping up with the earning to be at 250 and to be a UDFA.
Yeah, they only played 26 games this season.
So not even half a season for them.
No,
and,
but
250 TP is very good.
And they were definitely, based on the time of ice, it looks like they were definitely a fourth liner, but they plugged in pretty well. I mean, getting 6 points as a fourth liner is kind of hard.
It is. You're not being used very much, and you're not getting the special team time anyways.
Yeah.
Wowza.
Yeah, but congratulations to Ambrosia Snow. I hope you enjoy your time in Baltimore, and JR can tell you all about that.
I'll hit you up after the draft, don't worry.
Yeah, because you're technically still on the roster next season, right?
Yeah, my old player is still going to be on the roster as far as we're concerned. I mean, we'll see what happens once a GM is appointed for the team. But as we had things planned out beforehand, my guy was going to be on the roster this season.
Nice.
On which team?
Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
All right, so we do have number 18 in, the Calgary Dragons up again. They're going to bring in maybe the greatest user name of the draft, Dorito.
Oh, yeah.
Doritomancer.
That is a great name. I wish I had the abilities to conjure Doritos.
Oh, I know.
That might have made.
Now, what flavor? I got to know.
Oh, you know what? I'm not like much of a flavor guy when it comes to my Doritos. See, I like the basic cheese, just nacho cheese. I don't get too fancy. Sometimes I'll do the roulette ones, where like they tell you 1 in every 5 is going to be hot, but really there's only one hot one in the bag, and you're just playing roulette trying to figure out which one's the hot one.
I'm a Cool Ranch guy. I like the Cool Ranch.
Yeah, Cool Ranch is good too. Like I have nothing against the flavored ones, but I think yeah, the basic cheese is the go-tos for me.
But anyway, back to Godwin and Doritomancer for a moment.
Yeah.
Third in rookie scoring, 31st overall, so a nice jump for them on the board.
Yeah, very nice jump.
Yeah, and joining a Calgary Dragon squad that's definitely building something up again with Kez and company. So,
and this is their second pick of the first round. If you'll remember, they did pick Red earlier in the first at 7th overall.
And Dorito, you're going to love Red, so you guys are going to get on like gangbusters.
Oh, yeah. You guys are going to have a great time in Calgary. The 19 brings us to the New England Wolfpack.
Mm-hmm.
Or another pick. This is their third one of the first round.
Yeah, this is their third as well, yeah.
A lot of teams, it seems, are stacking up with a couple picks. Yeah, this is not the first time we've seen this tonight.
Nope, and I believe we have our first elk off the board.
Our first elk. I wonder who that might be.
Yeah, it's probably Wally. Oh, look at that. It's Wally.
Oh, it's... spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to explain this... Wally is the GM of Toronto. However, according to the rulebook, Wally has not served the 3 full seasons as GM to be eligible as auto draft, which means that his player entered the draft regularly, and at this point, New England felt that it would be worth it to use a first-round pick on his player. So we will likely see Wally's player retire and recreate, because if he continues with this player with New England, he will be removed from his position as Toronto's GM.
Mm-hmm, which is always fun. So you have fun with that, Finn. I'm sure no drama will come out of that.
I'm sure.
So I'm sure. Yeah, so I'm sure we will have a lot of discussion and some sort of a rulebook addition or rewrite or something to try to address this unique situation, but
I do think it was mentioned earlier today in one of my discords too. This isn't like this isn't a situation the rule was implemented for, right?
No, so the rule was really it's one of those things that was implemented so long ago that I'm not sure that it has been modified to really keep up with where the league is now. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, right now, we have had enough on our plate that we couldn't address this issue prior to this draft. It's something we definitely want to work on and have sorted out going forward. But for right now, just kind of how the cookie's going to crumble.
Well, and that definitely leads us to an interesting situation for both teams here. New England not really getting anything out of 19 overall, and Toronto ultimately not getting their GM.
Yeah. So, I mean, unless they're willing to do something in terms of a trade, we'll see. I don't know. But until then, congrats, Wally, on number 19 overall, and congrats, New England, I guess. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
But let's move on to Hamilton, our Challenge Cup champions. They are picking at 20 overall, and we have that one ready. We have user Das Boot, Tam Bunnings. Another Timber off the board, 9th overall, a little bit of a slide, not bad though. The TPE level is very solid on this one.
I shared a locker room with him with my previous player in Maine, and Das was always a really great guy to have around. I remember in particular we had a food channel that we were all in and whatnot, but he was one of the common people that we'd see around there. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm a sucker for a food channel, so if you have a food channel, I'm in.
Oh yeah.
Shit, I'm done. You got me.
You'll definitely see me in those channels as well.
But congratulations to Das Boot going to Hamilton. Congratulations to Hamilton. You picked up, and look at that, the rookie scoring leader going 20th overall.
Yeah, to finish first in points. I mean, I guess that's just the correlation that you see these days between what happens in the J and where you get drafted. The in-engine stats don't always matter as much as who you are on the ice and things
absolutely.
like that, or off the ice.
But congratulations to both Hamilton and Das Boot. And now we will be starting the second round of the draft.
Second round.
So it took us about an hour to get through the first round. Not too bad. I'm hoping things will pick up a little bit.
Hopefully things pick up. We had a bunch of trade negotiations in that first round, but hopefully we can fly through now.
Yeah, that being said, Toronto does have 21 overall, and we're talking about user McGriddlelover. Again, great username. It's no Dorito-mancer, but it's a great username.
You're right, it is, but it is very close. McGriddles are nothing to mess with.
True. Player Ben Durr, which is a great name. 4th in rookie scoring, solid player, another Citadel off the board. A little lower on the end of the TPE, no lie there, but a great user.
Yeah, but we can see this is a user that's been around since the draft, so there really must have been something in outside of what we see on the stats, right? Just on a surface level.
Oh, absolutely, and you think about it too. You can also, as much as you want a player that's going to be top on the ice, sometimes just picking up a user is more important than picking up a player.
Absolutely.
So congratulations to McGriddle and to Toronto for another pick. That's their 5th this draft now, so they're not playing around.
No, and that leads us to 22 coming up.
Yep, 22 is who do we got there? Edmonton.
We have
22.
Edmonton.
Yeah, Edmonton with 22. Yeah. And we have
their first selection in the second round.
Yep, another Citadel off the books here. So get ready for Riley Versey. TRHE user. I'm not going to say the whole thing because it's longer than it should be. but congratulations to them.
Right.
Great pickup for Edmonton, I think, here.
Yeah, this is someone like we've seen a little bit higher in TPE than some of the more recent picks here, sitting at 266.
Mm-hmm.
And we see them going relatively close to where they went in their draft as well. They went 21st overall to QCC, and we're seeing them taken right around that spot here at 22 with Edmonton.
And interesting note, Edmonton has taken both players from the Citadels. So these two players are going to go into a new locker room and know a fellow prospect pretty quickly.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they'll definitely know each other. And like as we saw earlier, Edmonton at 6 overall took the goalie just in time.
Yep.
Ramanaman.
So this will be good. This will be good for them. Congratulations to Riley and to Edmonton on that pick. I think it was great. That being said, we do have the Patriots' next pick, their 4th this draft.
4th pick already, and we're just starting the 2nd round.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the Toronto and Montreal draft.
Yeah, I can see that. They really took over the draft stock ownership here.
Yeah. And I'm having a problem. Rugsy, if you can hear me, can you try sending that player card over?
Yeah, I'm going to try one more time here.
That one, for some reason, that would not come through. There it is. Thank you. Oh, that was weird. But we do have 23 overall. We have user Helva28, player Robert Helvetica from the Carolina Kraken. I don't believe this is the first Kraken off the board, but I don't think we've seen many.
No, I don't think I've seen the colors very often tonight, to be honest.
But that's nothing against Carolina, of course. It's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. It's weird.
Oh yeah, it just goes with the ebbs and flow of the J, and teams
and then
rebuilding
next,
and avoiding each other. And
the next 7 picks will all be Carolina, and we'll be like, oh Jesus, they won't go away.
Exactly. There you go.
Carolina didn't have that many draft picks in the last draft, so it makes sense.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense if they.
There you go.
If they didn't have them out there.
Well, they're not going to be in this one either. Yeah. But nice little jump for him, having been selected 29th in the J draft by Carolina. Climbing the little draft ranking a little bit here.
For those of you listening and for the person that pinged me, I did stop clicking my pen on stream. I apologize for that. Nervous habit.
Oh, man.
Can I take a guess?
What?
Was it shiny?
No, actually. No.
No.
No, it was Golden Glutes.
Golden Glutes.
Yeah. But anyway, Helvetica joining a young squad in Montreal now. 3 more prospects on top of him. So that's going to be a great influx of youth for that locker room, that team. I think that's going to go a long way for these guys, for sure.
It's definitely a fun atmosphere to be joining other people and not just being the sole draftee.
Yeah, it feels a little weird like that, doesn't it?
There's always I've noticed it's always it tends to keep prospects more active, and they reach higher TPE levels when they're drafted in groups together, because they have that kind of like instant camaraderie and kind of connection from day one with those players. Helps keep them around.
Not to mention when they play each other in the Sims, there's shit talking involved too, which is great.
Oh yeah, and they're not all from the same J team, so there's still going to be some friendly rivalries and stuff going on while all of them are sent down too. So.
Oh, absolutely, and that's fun, especially when we had the big draft in Montreal a couple seasons ago. You should have heard the guys. It was every day they were playing each other. It was constant.
Yeah. No, it definitely makes for a great time. I remember when we had a lot of picks starting to rebuild in Baltimore. We got like Nikiforov, Raiden, and I think it was Teddy in the same draft. And those were 3 people that pushed each other really hard the entire time. And I mean, they all made it. I don't know if Teddy made it to 2K, but just about everybody made it to 2K.
Yeah.
And or at least just about 2K.
All right. And that being said, let's go to 24 overall to Calgary. Joining the couple other users they picked so far, we have user Leatherneck Mike with Michael Bufflin. Bufflin? I've never said that well.
Befuglian?
Befuglian.
Yeah, I think it's Bufflin, but
yeah.
I'm a little partial to Befuglian.
Yeah.
I think we can make the executive decision. We have the commissioner with us.
Yeah, we can call it Befuglian.
Which this actually reminds me of a joke, and I'm going to say it on stream. So well, everybody's like, "Oh, the world's gone to crap in 2 months already for 2022. What's going to happen next?" And somebody said, "God's going to come down and just say it's pronounced Jod, and then leave."
Oh my Lord!
Oh no! Imagine
that's a good one.
Imagine he settles the debate and he says it actually is GIF, guys.
But anyway, we got another undrafted free agent off the board, another Battleborn, with a very solid stats there. I'm gonna take a quick look.
22 points as a UDFA with the Battleborn, sitting at 250 TPE.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this is probably not accurate.
They did play a full 66 games, so they were definitely picked up probably in the preseason as an undrafted free agent. But
he was a real early free agent signing for us. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the name, Leatherneck Mike. That just sounds fun.
Leatherneck Mike.
Yeah, it just sounds
like I can be friends with Leatherneck Mike. You know what, Leatherneck Mike? You should hit me up after the stream here. I feel like we can be friends.
I think JR. I bet you he likes the same music we do.
I bet you he does. Do you like Apex, Leatherneck Mike? You sound like a guy who would like Apex.
Apex and rock music. Let's go.
Should join me in Infidel.
But congratulations to him and to Calgary for that pick. So then we're going to move on. We do have 25 through 27, so let's get those out. So next up is New England again, with another pick. I wonder if they can pick somebody else's co-GM this time around.
Are there other co-GMs to choose from?
You never know yet. There seems to be a couple openings, so maybe.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, could be somebody's co-GM in the future. Who knows? That being said, JPC, Jaden Cloutier? Yeah, we'll go with Cloutier. Another undrafted free agent. 155 TPE, it says, which is a little surprising there.
Yeah, that does raise a little bit of an eyebrow at this point. You don't feel like you'd be getting to the bottom of the barrels with them yet, right?
I didn't put together a scouting sheet this year. So seeing a player with that much TPE at this point caught me off guard as well.
All right, well, that is incorrect. I just went on to the website into the Scarecrow's roster form. They do have 287, so the TPE value of the player is incorrect.
I thought you had said the 287, because the 287 is what caught me off guard. I was pretty surprised that such a developed player was left as late, but that's probably because somewhere along the way it was left at 155. That's going to be my guess why other GMs overlooked to this point.
That's quite possible. Yep, I'm not entirely
That is definitely possible that, a little bit of a gold mine slid through everybody's fingers.
That's a little bit concerning, but props to New England for catching it. That's thorough scouting. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
A great pickup.
It looks like everywhere else that I have it is correct. Rugsy says for some reason he's not in the sheet, so I think that's our issue here. Yeah. I think we just have a default render and everything for the player, so that looks like to be our issue. But they do have 287 TPE. It looks like the bank
he's a Twitter egg.
Yeah, it looks like the bank account might be correct. Yeah, the bank account is correct, so it's just the TPE value that's wrong on the player. So 287 is a big difference, which is a solid pick at number 25 then. But congratulations to JPC and congratulations to Luke in New England. I know they're building up something over there as well, so they'll get their behinds in gear there.
All right. 26 brings us back to Toronto yet again. As Finn had said earlier, the Toronto and what was it, Montreal draft?
Yeah. They still not done yet.
No, they are not. And that being said, we're gonna swap right over and announce Pil Sung, user Dindog, from Detroit Falcons.
Another UDFA. Seems to be a lot of them in this draft. I don't know if that's just me, but one thing I've noticed so far, a lot of teams have been grabbing these UDFAs.
Yeah, only 22 games played this season, so the stats are going to be a little skewed in that regard, as will the TPE values. But obviously, they've definitely made an impact in some way to get taken at 26 here.
For sure, and 231 is nothing to scoff at when you're a late joiner too. Like you said, they've only played maybe a third of the season.
Yeah, which really at that point is really only about a week of earning before the playoffs start.
So that means that they've probably done what they've had to do between then and now to be able to be at 231.
Yeah,
it's pretty good to see.
So I'm going to just I'm not going to screw with that. But congratulations to them. We will get the sheet fixed. Unfortunately, we do have an error for the New England one because we were missing the user there. So we will get that fixed as soon as we can, which I'm working on right now, actually. So if you hear me there, Rugsy, I'm working on trying to get that one fixed so we can get him on the board. But that being said, we do have 27 announced, so we can get that one going.
You have 27 going over to Minnesota. You have a couple picks coming up here with both 27 and 29, with Winnipeg splitting them up down the middle.
Mm-hmm. Doing that, so we're just waiting for a swap here while I get this thing fixed for our user in St. Louis so he can get his stuff on there properly.
A fair way through here. We're at pick number 27, so coming up halfway through the second round soon.
Alright, so let's see if that... Okay, that did fix it, so we do have him on the board properly here. So that'll update in just a moment. Had to do a quick manual input. And there we go. Alright, so then number 27 overall going to Minnesota Monarchs. Antonio Governo, yep. User Ant.
Mr. Ant, another UDFA going in the draft.
Yep, Carolina Kraken. I'm gonna go check them out here real quick. I don't know much about this user. Like I said, I don't know much about a lot of these users unless they're recreates.
And I really probably should, because I do have eyes on the Carolina locker room for some reason.
They played 41 games this season.
So it's still a fairly early create in the season. They managed to play a good chunk.
Yeah, decent minutes. 13 points, which is solid for any rookie, really. Rookie numbers are so weird.
Oh yeah, you can never go in, expecting to be a point per game player as a rookie, especially in today's FHM. I mean, I say that, but we have had some pretty impressive rookie numbers here so far in this draft.
Oh, absolutely. But I love the shades on the user here. On the pick.
Yeah, going to a Minnesota team where he's going to have a chance to really make something of himself here. Not sure, has Minnesota taken anybody yet this draft, or is this their first pick?
This is their first pick.
This seems to be their first pick, so this is really, if there's anybody that they're going to hit on, it's going to be this pick.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously Ant has made enough of an impact for Minnesota to want to step out and bring them in. So congratulations to both Minnesota and user Ant. Congratulations, and you're a Monarch now, buddy.
Let's see some good talking about him in the chat here. Benjamin Andrews and ACAP both saying that a great pickup, good dude in the locker room, and apparently he's good at board games. Put that in your scouting profiles.
All right. So we have a trade here coming up at 28th overall.
Interesting.
Winnipeg will be trading the 28th pick to Toronto so that we continue the Toronto trend. Winnipeg will be receiving a couple of Season 65 draft picks. They'll receive Seattle's 2nd round pick and Toronto's 3rd round pick. Again, both of those are in the next draft.
So a 2nd and a 3rd next draft for a mid-second in this draft at 28 overall.
Seems like a solid value to me. You got Seattle 2nd, which is probably going to be close, maybe a little lower, maybe a little higher. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and we get one of those classic you have to give to get.
Yep, a 3rd rounder from Toronto, which will probably be a higher 3rd, I would think, based on what they've been doing over there with Wally. So I think that's a good move.
Yeah, it feels like a pretty decent one to me, and Toronto gets a chance to continue adding to that pool that they've really been building. I mean, if we just look at this draft alone, look at the draft board here, 11, 12, 14, 16, 21, 26, now 28. And they're not even done. They've got 32 and 37 in the 2nd round as well.
Mm-hmm. This is really weird. My Discord just screwed up.
Well, that's not good.
No, I can't see anything past pick 25 in the channel anymore. It's really weird.
Same thing happened to me.
Huh. Oh well. Luckily,
Huh. Yeah, there is nothing.
Yeah, luckily somebody can see it because we do have that pick. So Rugsy must have saw it just in time.
I think the trade's not approved yet.
We're just waiting for a regular approval from Patty before we'll move on with that pick.
From the Patty.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yep. That is correct.
Well, while we wait for this to go on here, you can just take a look at the draft board. Not a lot of teams who haven't made an appearance yet. Chicago, one of them.
Atlanta as well.
And Texas, maybe?
Yeah, I don't believe Texas has been on the board as well. One thing that is a little interesting is that we do have some teams that have already announced they will not be picking this draft.
Yeah, that was announced early on.
Which are Seattle, Buffalo, and the Los Angeles Panthers are 3 teams that are not picking this draft. If you look at where their picks come down in the rundown, it makes sense for all 3 of these teams. I mean, you're looking at late 3rd or 4th round stuff where you just don't know what you're going to get, so you're better off probably just playing it safe.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you never know when you have those picks at the end, at the start of the 3rd round, when things are fizzling out. You never know if sometimes holding on to those might be able to gain you some future value, even if you're just kicking a 3rd down the road for another 3rd kind of thing.
Right, yeah, and Buffalo, it doesn't look like they had anything in the first 3 rounds whatsoever. Seattle, they didn't.
Atlanta?
They didn't either. I'm just looking at the teams that said they weren't doing anything. Los Angeles Panthers, they didn't have anything in the first 3 rounds. So you're looking at 3 teams that they didn't have a top 3 round pick at all. So just bowing out, it seems to be the smart move for them anyway. But we are just waiting for the approval of the trade here. Unfortunately, like I said, the who's left on the board section is incorrect, so I'm not gonna play with that too much here. I think it's something that just didn't quite get updated the way we wanted it to.
That's the kind of things that happen when you take over last minute, right? But we do the best with what we got.
Yeah, things happen.
Exactly.
What are you gonna do?
Oh man.
Uh-oh.
So we've got some interesting
Okay,
sounds.
hold on. Yeah, so this is fine.
I just want to echo a sentiment by Spooked in the GM chat right now. So I'm going to have some really big leaks from GM chat just for everybody here. I want to go play Elden Ring. The game slaps.
Nice.
I feel like Elden Ring's one of those games that I'd probably get my butt kicked.
It's a Souls game, so that's fair.
I've been watching JR play it, and yes, that is very true.
Probably went at the same boss. Oh, CK, Apex or Squad after? Yeah, I'm totally down for Squad. Though I might be going out for dinner with some SHLers later tonight, so we'll see.
Oh, nice.
And I was not even invited.
I mean, you're welcome to come if you can make it to Ottawa.
I mean,
it's a bit of a drive.
Just a wee bit.
I think we just need to do something. Jess is close to me. I forgot. You're close to me. We got to do something.
Yeah.
All right. So 28 is official now. So we can announce that Petra Sabor, user Petra Likes Baseball from the Citadels, is going to Toronto.
Another person that they move in to swoop up here. Well, someone that Wally must have seen something in the in their scouting talks.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting that I don't actually see the user, unless I'm missing something here. I don't actually see the user playing any games this season.
She definitely did. She signed as a free agent with Quebec.
Yeah, I'm looking at the. Unless I'm on the wrong.
I think maybe the name may be misspelled.
Let me take a look at their roster page and see.
Yeah, I'm on the actual scoring index right now. I don't see him there. This is weird.
And the site is slow as molasses right now for me.
Yeah, it's a little slow right now.
Petrasabor.
Yeah.
Petra Sabor.
Yeah, I'm not see. Let's see. Evox says it's complicated, so I'm just gonna take her word for that.
All right.
But it does look like the user did not play any games this season. However, they are heading their way to Toronto now. So congratulations to Petra Likes Baseball.
They could have been a late joiner as well, with sitting at 230 TPE. They've still done good enough to earn themselves a draft pick here.
Yeah, absolutely.
28.
Absolutely.
Not even just a draft pick. They had someone want to trade back in for this pick.
Oh, okay. So by the sounds of what Evoc is saying, it looks like there might have been an error in FHM. The user did play games, but then had to be deleted for some reason. So there might have been some type of back-end error with FHM and the player, so they did have to get deleted from the index, and that seems to be the problem.
That's an interesting situation.
Mm-hmm. I mean, FHM's gonna FHM.
Yeah, you never know what's coming next.
I think it was something like the players had the same name as a previous player, something.
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah, it probably screwed up. Like, oh, is that a player from the past or now? Or yeah, that makes sense. We do have our next player pick going to Minnesota here. Joshua. Yeah, I'm gonna try Joshua Corcoran Twitch.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I would go with.
Yep. Goalie, 293 TPE from the Scarecrows. Very solid. 293 TPE.
Very high earner. And this is something you see a little more often. A little more often than goalies going high is really, really good earners and good people falling a little further in the draft when they take goalie. Just based on team need, it has nothing to do with the people themselves, right? It's
exactly. Third in TPE among goaltenders. I believe this is the second goaltender off the board for this draft. Raman Amen going at number 6 overall. So good for them. Congratulations, you're now a Monarch.
Definitely a good pickup for Minnesota this late in the draft.
Absolutely. Yeah, it seems like a steal to me. Not the greatest stats, but I mean, the Scarecrows had a down season. They're doing their J rebuild, so I bet you see him put up some very impressive numbers the next 2 seasons.
Absolutely. We'll get a better taste of what he's actually able to do when the Scarecrows are able to provide a little bit of a team in front of him as well.
Right, exactly. So, congratulations. And we'll move back over to our wheel of board stuff while we wait. Manhattan's pick is in. This one doesn't surprise me at all. It just doesn't. I love the name. I SO in the bag. Goaltender from the Elk. It's SO.
I don't know what else there is to say. I mean, I've had SO on my team before, and it doesn't matter if the TPE doesn't always get there with him. He's a great guy to have around, and he really is someone you want in your locker room.
Absolutely.
I have a fun tidbit about the player name here. This is a reference to a D&D game that we're in together.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh.
That's funny.
In the bag.
What is that?
His character is like a little pixie fairy person who is frequently located in my character's backpack.
Pixie guy.
Well, I'm glad. I will say I'm glad you said backpack.
Yep.
Yep. She sleeps in my backpack.
On the bright side, man, that's the easiest travel that player in D&D ever has. Oh, we're gonna go somewhere. Oh, I'll just be asleep. Just wake me up if you need me.
I didn't realize actually had the that's the art that he got for the character.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
The render there. It's cool.
But SO is a great user. TPE or not, it doesn't matter. Great user. So congratulations and a great pickup by Manhattan, bringing in another solid locker room presence there. Koa knows what he's doing there, so that's a good pickup. So next up, we do have Atlanta with their first pick in the draft.
We're gonna have a real shocker here. Something no one could ever see coming.
Nope.
I feel.
No, this is a complete surprise. I didn't expect they'd pick a player this high. This player this high. I definitely a 6th, 7th round talent at best.
Yeah, you sometimes wonder what these GMs are thinking when you see a name like this early in the draft, still at 31. Yeah, that you see this.
Absolutely, but I guess they saw something in this user. I don't know what it could have been, but Golden
Who knows?
With Binko Koivu from the Raptors going at 31 overall. I don't see it, but what can you say?
They're just glutes and they're golden.
Yeah.
It's
a weird color for glutes too. I mean, you should probably see a doctor.
Yeah, it's not natural.
No, they might make a pill for that. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's a diet thing.
But congrats, I guess. I'm waiting for him to say something in the GM server, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going until he does say something.
Yeah, just constantly just put this player down until he says something. But anyway, yeah, really, congrats though. I mean, I know even being the GM, the auto pick, it's still fun. I mean, you still got to enjoy seeing your name and player and all that up there. So.
Yeah, and you still do have to use a pick on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's still.
But that's okay.
Asked. Be cool in the chat with the disrespect.
All right, moving on. We have Toronto again. They're bringing in goaltender Toms Zile, Adveni 4. Solid TPE level there for a pick at number 32.
That's really good. 273 TPE, selected 33rd overall by Anaheim in the J draft, going 32nd here in the SHL draft. Mm-hmm. That's really quite a solid amount. Like you know when you see 270 this late in the draft, you're still getting someone that's hung around most of the season, that's done most of what they had to do for the PTs and all that. So it's definitely a good value for a team looking to draft this late in the draft.
And I will say, I'll point out for the record, they have a 16-5-1 record, which doesn't sound like a lot. But when you really look at it, they got 6 wins, and Detroit only won 20. So the backup got a good portion of those wins for that team this season.
Yeah, he played, looking at this here, it's about, 22 games he played this season?
Yeah.
And,
it says 23 in the index. It's probably one where...
one he didn't get the...
Yeah, but Jansen probably got pulled or something once, and he could put it in. It'll count towards the number. I found that out the hard way.
It says he was drafted 33rd overall by Anaheim, but we have a Detroit logo on the screen right now.
Oof.
Oh.
Oof.
Well,
Some
I
disrespect going on.
think he may have been originally...
Was there a trade
Was he a DFA? He could have been a DFA with Detroit. Anyways, here at pick 33, Buffalo's second, which is owned by Winnipeg. Winnipeg is going to pass, making it the first pass in the draft.
Yep, the first
at
official
33
pass.
overall, first official pass.
Mm-hmm.
That was a question on your quiz, kids.
So now Montreal is on the clock with the 34th pick.
Yep, and they got back-to-back second rounders here, so they got themselves a nice little work.
Couple of picks.
A little work to go here. I think they're going to do pretty well.
Now, when you're looking at things this late in the draft, sometimes you're not always 100% sure what you're going to get. But we've seen it time and time again, people that have managed to hang on. Sometimes you're just a late joiner. Sometimes you're just a little bit slower. You don't maybe do every single MPT that comes out with it too. So you start getting to the, pickings where there's still some talent to be found. You just gotta scour a little bit to see what's out there.
Yeah, and I think with this pick, Montreal found one. We have user motion, Dan King, 4th in goals among rookies.
4th in goals, going 34th.
Yeah, that's solid right there. 257 TPE, which is pretty good for this level when you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I like this pick. Another young, first gen user, I believe again.
Not someone that I'm familiar with, so
I'm not either, but that doesn't mean anything.
It really doesn't. With how many people are in the league, there's a lot of people that have been around forever that tell me they've been around forever, and I'm like, oh, really? You have?
Yeah. But I think this is a good pick. I think Montreal is going to enjoy having that one going. And Dan King is going to be joining quite a few young players in Montreal here, so hopefully that'll get the locker room hopping for them.
Yeah, another one joining that big group like Wannabe Finn was talking about earlier there.
Mm-hmm. And then,
a big group that's going to get a chance to get in there together and push each other and keep each other engaged.
Yeah, not to mention, let's not even forget the fact that Montreal is going to be bringing another one right after him. So now these two guys can fight over the fact that one of them was picked before the other one.
Yeah.
It's always fun to be like, well, technically, we picked at the same time.
Yeah.
Technically.
But what I can tell you is Montreal Camping Killer, the GM, he clearly liked someone more than the other one to take him 34. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Here's another one that's interesting. Again, we have signed as UDFA with Detroit, but has Kelowna jersey. I don't know if there was a trade or something involved there, but Lord Escanor, Ike Brolovsky.
He was another late joiner. We had him for a brief moment there in the Great Falls locker room when he was just checking things out and whatnot. And from what I've heard from around the league, someone that probably shouldn't have made it this far down.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, I think a lot of people are looking at the TPE level on this one, which is understandable. I totally get that. But you have a user who played... let's see here. I'm going through to see where he is. Where are you? Oops, I'm on the wrong thing, that's why. Ike played 63 games, so he played the majority of the season. But you still came in as a undrafted free agent, missed a couple of those early tasks, and really, for that matter, some of the big off-season ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's a good chunk of TPE right there. But I like this pick as well, and another. And I'm in Montreal. I'm in their locker room right now, and Petey, who was taking at number 2 overall, is loving it. So, congratulations to Lord Escanar and to Montreal again for another pick.
Actually, here at 36, it shows that it's owned by Texas. Texas traded this pick yesterday as part of the package when they got Ryosuke Sato from Toronto.
All right.
So we will have Toronto picking here at 36.
Toronto picking. Now, where have I heard this before?
Can't figure it out.
No, but Toronto is on the clock at 36 overall, and their pick is actually in. So we're just waiting for our boy Rugsy, who's been doing some amazing work today. So thank you again, Rugsy. He's been doing the back end on updating the board and our graphics. So give him a round of applause in chat if you don't mind. We have user Al Gringo from Quebec City, Trey Sombreros II.
This is someone that I've saw pointed out recently. Evok was championing for them in the chat here. Some active Citadels that were still left on the board.
Yep. Played 36 games this season. Solid 12 points for 36 games. As long as I'm looking at the right numbers here, I believe it's 12 points, correct? Yeah, 12 points. So 1 goal, 12 assists as a defenseman, no less.
Yeah, as a defenseman, and he's still sitting with a solid bank, so he's got himself a little bit of cash that he can play with to get some training. TPE is a little low as it is right now, but like I said, he has some cash in the bank to help with that.
Getting a pretty good opportunity there, playing over 19 minutes at so early on.
As a UDFA, that's impressive.
Yeah, that player's probably going to see a pretty large jump in what they can do next season.
Yeah, I'm looking at the defense core for Quebec, just because you mentioned that. He was 4th on the team, but he was only a minute and a half behind really the top 3 guys. So good on him, and congratulations. And I think he's gonna join that Toronto squad and really be pretty solid there.
And here, following up at 37, Toronto is going to pass, so they will be wrapping up for the rest of today.
So I think we can safely say that Toronto had a pretty solid class.
I mean, if we look at this, they had, 11, they had 12, 14, 16, 21, 26, 28, and 32. 36. Yeah. The list just goes on.
I think they did okay for themselves.
Feels like a CVS receipt.
That is a great point.
Yeah, Toronto bringing in a pretty good group. I mean, a couple guys there in the second are going to be a little bit farther out than that group that they picked in the first, but assuming that group can stick together and stay active, Toronto will have a pretty solid foundation for Wally to build on going forward.
Absolutely, and he's drafted enough people here that in the event, and of course we don't wish that anybody goes inactive or whatnot, but in the event that it does happen, he's got the backups, he's got the pieces to be able to fill his holes.
Bounce go out.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
All
Phrasing.
Right. So we do have the 38th overall pick from Chicago, their first pick of this draft. Rindy Alexidemi Mundeslat. That's what I'm going with. I'm gonna murder it. I apologize.
I think that was pretty close. I mean, it was good enough.
4th in Corsi among rookies. Went to the Battleborn, so you knew that Corsi number was going to be solid there.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, the Berserkers. My apologies. So you knew that Corsi number was going to be solid there. Played 63 games, so they got the majority of the season in.
Yeah, and I mean, when you see 14 points, that might not look like a lot, but that is actually still fairly impressive when you're playing for a team that's as stacked as the Battleborn or Berserker are. I don't know why we keep saying Battleborn.
I know. It's
but when you
It's specifically to hurt me, I think.
I'm so sorry.
Right there.
It's right in front of me, but when you play for a team that's as stacked as I mean, you're bound to have those 425s and those 350s just gobble up the points. So still being able to put 14 up is not nothing, right?
Yeah. Well, look at that. I mean, 14 points with a little over 8 minutes on ice, and still with a positive plus minus. I mean, that's solid.
Hmm.
But congratulations, great pickup by Chicago. I think finding a little diamond in the rough there. That late in the second round, it's hard to find somebody like that, but I think it's a great pickup.
And Ridley's done it before. He's had players in the past that have made it, considerably over the 1,000 TPE mark and been able to be very effective players in this league. So getting someone that late in the draft, someone like that this late, I think that's a very good pickup for them at 38.
I agree, absolutely. So that being said, we do have the next pick in, which I believe is Manhattan. Yes, it is. They have taken goaltender Adam Rage from the Maine Timber, which ironically is the second goaltender they've drafted this draft.
Kind of funny here. Adam Rage going to the Rage.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like I have to pick that one.
Yeah, at this point, you kind of have to, right? It would be sacrilege not to.
And look at that, 21-1-0.
That is one heck of a record to be sporting.
That is straight ridiculous.
Yeah.
As a 205 TPE rookie, that's straight.
That reminds me a lot of back in the day when they were still the Halifax Raiders. They had a goalie come in that was just absolutely on fire at a TPE level similar to that or even lower. And they had a similar record and everything. It's crazy how sometimes a goalie can really go off without having developed too much.
Yeah, and you even say that. I mean, numbers like that could definitely put them in the Rookie of the Year race, or should at least.
Absolutely.
But I like the pick by Manhattan, bringing in a guy with the namesake right in the name. And, so congratulations to Mr. Mom and in Manhattan on that pick. We do have the next pick in. Finn, the
40th pick, Hamilton's second round pick that they own, was forfeited a while back as part of a penalty regarding late general manager tasks that I believe was because they signed a player late. If you remember that.
I couldn't remember if it was revolving that one or if it had something to do with the multiple teams that had missed the regression deadline.
I was thinking of a separate situation, but
I think this is when Hamilton had a bunch of prospects that were signed late. I think that's what this is for.
Yeah, I never heard anything about
when they went to bidding.
I never heard anything about that. That's new.
Yeah.
It's been a while. It feels like it's been a decade since then.
It really does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But either way, we'll move on from Hamilton. We do have my next player. I should just name him forfeited and really confuse people. We do have Manhattan Rage at number 41. Round 3 is starting. We do have the pick in, and Evok will be happy to see LOD Melody picked at number 41 overall. Camille Threese Magasin. Another undrafted free agent signing. Defenseman. Defenseman's always in need.
36 takeaway ratio.
Yep, 36 games played. I'm actually looking at the takeaway ratio right now. 8 giveaways to 17 takeaways. So that's pretty solid. That's
very solid for a rookie.
Yeah, doubled up on the takeaways. That's hard to do.
You see, they're doing it with not a whole lot of TPE in the bank either. Only working with 183 currently. It'll be good to see what LED Melody can do when they
and you know what?
Put a little more meat on the bones.
Yeah, sometimes some players don't max earn. You don't have to.
Oh, absolutely.
The league will always need those slow but steady people. So nobody's should ever have to say you need to max earn to be useful in this league, because you don't.
And I'm actually just being corrected here in the chat that they do have an unprocessed update bringing them up to 209, so they do have more in the bank than what we're seeing here.
Awesome. Okay, so we do have we'll say 209. So congratulations to them. Another good pick for Manhattan here, I think. I enjoy it. I think finding somebody like that who's probably Evok's going off, so they're probably active in the QCC chat.
Seeing a pick like this late in the draft in a third round in a modern SHL draft is still really nice to see.
Yeah,
especially after last year's draft.
Last year's draft was tough.
Yeah,
on multiple levels.
Getting through the first round and we're scratching our heads. And then there is that first overall, like just
absolute garbage.
Total. No.
That's a little mean.
Just a little.
But we do have
nobody is meaner to me than me.
We do have the Monarchs on pick in. We have Tim Bunnings, user Baroka. We'll go with Baroka for the main
Baroka.
32nd overall pick, 234 TP, solid for a third rounder, absolutely. With 11 mil in the bank, I mean they have just about enough to be able to buy the solid piece of equipment here. I'm sorry, not equipment. It's coaching now.
Yeah, and like you were saying earlier, they'll have contracts on top of this, right?
Yeah. So you add another $3 million on that with the entry-level contracts, and you're all set. I mean, I'm going to be calling it equipment forever because we did for so long.
Oh, I know. You used to buy the Bauer Vapor,
I hate
Sherwood Reebok XXX.
Yeah, Sherwin-Williams.
XXX Sherwin-Williams. What?
Yeah. I couldn't afford the
Pamela Anderson.
I couldn't afford the good stick, so I had to get the Home Depot.
Megan Fox stick.
Anyway, congratulations, Baroka. And I think Minnesota found a really good diamond here in the third round. It's nice to see that this draft can go.
I think any time that you can go into the third round and get a player that's earned nearly 100 TPE, I mean, that's
a
win. I don't think you can really complain about that.
No, you absolutely cannot. And let's see. So New England is next. Their pick is in. Again, Ruggsy doing an amazing job keeping things updated and flowing here, so we appreciate everything he's doing for us right here. And
the man behind the scenes.
And we have one here that I'm a little surprised is this low. We have Where Tarantula. Richard Dickbuck McFutterdutter II.
If I'm not mistaken, with Weird Tarantula, did he not make a media piece saying that he would only be making a J player?
He did. But we are at that point where if you can get someone, you may as well take a chance, especially if you look at that TPE total, you look at that bank account and everything.
And you think, you know what?
You just try and hope that you can do some convincing. You hope that maybe there's a change of heart, because at the end of the day, a draft pick at this point in the draft, there's no point in passing if you can pick a player, right?
Yeah.
So,
especially with like the recent changes to rookie contracts where they're literally free.
Absolutely.
So,
right.
There's no reason to not go for it.
Yeah. There's not to mention, if the player has a couple of good seasons, they might be like, oh man, I don't actually want to stop playing this player.
Yeah.
And then there you go. You just move on, Here's another player that I'm a little I mean, I don't know if I'd say I'm surprised to see him drop this low because I don't think I am, but I am at the same time. It's so weird. AW13, the second TPM goaltender.
Oh no.
Dropping to 44. It's a little surprising. I mean, AW13 is a user that people know. In Anaheim, I'm not in Anaheim's locker room anymore. I don't know how that's going. The locker room presence there, unfortunately. But solid numbers for the goaltender there. Decent, 10 mil bank, 307 TPE.
Yeah. Very
and considering
active in the net this season too, with all the games they've played.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Definitely carried the Anaheim Outlaws this season, pretty solidly too, for that matter. I mean, anytime a rookie goaltender is going to put up more wins than losses, you're looking at a good rookie goaltender right there. But congratulations, AW13, back in the league, back in the saddle again, and going to Minnesota. You got yourself a couple of second and third rounders there you're going to be meeting up with. So congratulations there. And definitely could be a goaltender of the future for Minnesota. It remains to be seen.
I don't know if Wannabe Finn wants to take over the next one here while we hide in the corner.
Well, I was going to come in and give a bit of a update on teams that have started to pass for the rest of the draft.
Okay, yeah, let's do that first. I think that's safe to do.
So we've had Seattle, Buffalo, Los Angeles, Winnipeg, Toronto, Manhattan, Atlanta, and New Orleans. At this point, have all passed. They're done for the day. And here at 45, New England makes a bit of a splash again. They pick backup goaltender, Premier Bromanov, the recently resigned Tampa Bay general manager. His name is a little bit misleading. He was a goalie. He has made the position change to being a defenseman with some pretty decent TPE totals and everything. So if there ends up being a change of heart on Bromanov's end, this could be a really good pick for New England, but I'm going to assume that this probably won't be a long-term partnership. But I've been surprised before, so we'll see how this plays out.
Right, and I can understand with Bromanov's media piece and everything. I can completely understand where he came from, because about a month and a half ago I did the exact same thing. It was just being too much. I started to realize I had a real addiction to my phone, to Discord, and not focusing on the things that needed to get done. So I've been really focusing on disconnecting myself as much as possible and focusing on things that are important. Like my wife would actually like to spend more time with me. So
yeah, I mean, I totally get it too.
He says as he takes on the most responsibility there is to take on in the league.
No, I know it's one of those things where you try to. I guess in my situation, I'm finding myself where I really want to be able to cut back on the total time, but also still be productive. So it's pretty interesting going from just kind of messing around on Discord because you got time to kill, and then being in a situation where it feels like you have to get the most out of every minute.
Right. But I was at a point where it was like if I didn't check Discord like every 15 minutes, I was freaking out. So that's when I started to realize I have a problem.
Yeah, a big help for me, I enabled notifications again on my phone, so I don't feel like I have to just constantly check Discord. I'll go ahead and get those notifications when I need them. So
yeah, that makes sense.
That's been a big help.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. I get that, and you also have a great set of HO around you right now with Jess, Patty, Ranger, and so forth. So I mean,
no one else, just those three.
Well, I'm not exactly looking at Keegan, I think Flo still.
Got out Flu.
Yeah. I'm not exactly looking at that right now. I'm looking at other things, but I was trying to remember them off the top of my head. So sue me.
So we're coming up on pick 46 here.
46 is ready to go. Yep. We have Benaroid Gigantricon, user Chewbacca from the Elk. Defenseman, another undrafted free agent. Let's take a look here. Played 20 games, 4 points. Solid. Not bad. 221
is this
render?
I love his render.
I know, me too.
Is this the same Chewbacca Finn that would have been around back in the day when?
Yeah, he's one of the local Latvians. If you may have remembered him in the past with players such as Venus Small and.
Oh, how could you forget that?
Oh man, I'm trying to think of some others, but he's a bit of a legend in the juniors.
Yep. So congratulations, welcome back, Chewbacca, and Blizzard picking up a solid user and player right there. And
so here at pick 47, we have another trade. Calgary will be trading the pick to Chicago. Chicago will be sending a season 67 Chicago third back to Calgary in a 1-for-1 pick trade.
Being the third round, it seems like a pretty solid 1-for-1 there. I think I like that trade. Because you just don't know what you're going to get now or later, so kind of nice. That being said, Chicago takes no time to go ahead and put in their pick for Jericho Styles, user JZKitty21, 224 TPE from the Berserkers, negative bank account right now, but that will change in a couple of days.
And honestly, that's something that people can work on over time. It's not always the biggest red flag right off the bat.
Absolutely. I mean, the user's barely been in the league for an entire month. So it's hard to jump right in and be like, oh man, I know exactly what to write my media about, because if you don't know anything about the league, it's tough. You just don't know what to write about. But so congratulations to user JZ Kitty.
It's still a decent amount of TPE for this part in the draft here.
Absolutely. I'm wondering how many. I'm gonna see how many games they played real quick. They only played 16 games.
It's a fairly late create.
Absolutely. So congratulations to that one. That's a good pickup, I think, by Chicago. Number 48, we have Nola is done, so we're going
Yep,
to number 49 in the Philadelphia Forge. Let's see here. I think that's all up to date, right? Yep, there we go. Rugsy putting in some amazing work right now. Whoop. No, it's okay. My wife's opening up a program next to me. User Birdman, goaltender Nina Tucker from Newfoundland, going to Philadelphia, which, if I'm not mistaken, that is Philadelphia's first pick, is it not?
I don't remember seeing them so far this draft.
Yeah,
I do think you're right.
Yeah, that is. First of all, I absolutely love and hate the render at the same time. Like, that's awful.
It's a relationship.
Yeah. The voiceless creator in chat said, "My God, what a render!" Yeah, it's absolutely terrible and wonderful at the same time. And even my wife, if she saw it, she'd be mad. Look at this, hon, real quick. Look at the render and tell me if you know what that reference is. Rookie shutout leader, 16-0-1.
That is one heck of a record.
Yeah. amazing pickup here by Philadelphia, and somebody who's probably going to end up being a really solid goaltender for them in going forward.
I want to know who the dog is on the right.
I hate you. Like, most of the people understand, and it's like I feel bad for the people who don't. But at the same time, I feel good that they don't, because it's like, dodging a bullet there.
So, following the Nina Tucker pick, we have a pass from Toronto, a forfeited pick from Atlanta, and another pass from Manhattan, putting Montreal on the clock at 53.
Mm-hmm. So doing a quick thing. Rugsy, if you could do that one more time for me. That one didn't go through. There we go. All right, so we do have pick 53 to Montreal. Sorokasnik is the user. James. 230 TPE at 53rd overall. That's solid.
Quite a bit of TPE to be falling this late in the draft, for sure. And they are a UDFA. Do you have any idea roughly when it is, or how many games they've played?
Yeah, I'm looking right now. Actually, they played 17 games. So, honestly, 17 games and 230 TPE, that's solid. That's really solid. I mean, that Montreal finding some really good value with that one, I think.
Yeah. Montreal continuing to make picks here late in the draft, adding to the stockpile that they've been building up here.
Mm-hmm. So, congratulations to user Sorokasnik. Heading to Montreal squad, joining the youth movement there.
I think it's Soroka's neck.
Soroka's neck. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
I prefer Sorokasnik. Wow, I had a stroke.
Sarcastic neck.
So we had a quick little trade up here. Tampa Bay and Texas swap 55 and 56, giving Texas back-to-back picks on the clock.
Wouldn't that be?
And
wouldn't that be? Wouldn't it be 50? Oh no, 56. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, they already owned 54, and they swapped 56 with 55.
Yep, I'm looking at it wrong. I apologize. So so we do have that pick in after that, and we have goaltender Valerian Suavtere, user Will 3. Another undrafted free agent who I'm going to look up right now. It's a little harder to tell when they came in from that, but I like the pick.
He signed fairly late as a free agent with us. I'm slightly offended that y'all have him in a Berserkers jersey, but I'll let it slide.
Yeah, there's been a couple.
Wow.
There was a couple of jerseys that have been incorrect, and I apologize for that. And I'm sure Jess will now chew me out later, and I'll be all sad and cry.
I just said I would let it slide.
Okay. But yeah, the account was created January 14th. Yeah, so the user is a little less than 2 months old. Solid numbers, 14-4-0 as a rookie. You can't really put anything against him there.
A great one. A great record to have on this time actually the Battleborn team.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, we're not wrong this time.
That's funny, because we keep confusing Battleborn and Berserkers. I think that's why they did that.
I will tell you, he did beat the Berserkers once this season, so maybe he just stole their jersey.
Nice.
Just took it on the way out.
Yep.
The keepsake.
Texas bringing that one in, and then we got another one coming up right behind it from Texas. Which this is... I want to make sure I'm seeing this right. This is Texas' first 2 picks of the draft, which are back-to-back.
It does look like that, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing yet from Texas, 2 back-to-back, and we're going to see another team make their first pick of the draft.
Yeah, and we have Michael Charles, user mstrefe3, or mstrefe1, not 3. Has 223 TP, that's what I was looking at. 17th overall, got in a fight but lost. I love that stat.
Got in a fight but lost.
Yep.
But he got in a fight.
Yeah. Which I feel like it's kind of hard to do in FHM compared to what it was in FHS.
Yeah, so Simon T kind of would just suck you into a fight, whether you really wanted to or not. FHM, you kind of have to have two to tango, so respect to any player that gets in a fight in FHM, even if it's a loss.
Yeah, so I think it's a solid pick, 223 TPE for being this far in. I mean, 55 overall, that's solid. Again, a little low on the bank, but as we've said before, that's easy to fix.
Oh, yeah.
That's absolutely easy to fix. But congratulations to them. They seem to be a pretty active user. I'm going through their post history. They seem to be updating enough. So good for them, and congratulations. And I think Texas got another good one here. And that being said, we're on to Tampa Bay.
Their first pick of the draft?
Yeah. About that. It's their third pick in the draft.
Well, the first one they make.
No, it's not their third pick in the draft. It's their fourth. No, it's their third. Yep, that's their third. They had 1 and 8, and now they have 56.
Oh, I can't see the first round. That would be why.
Yeah.
See, I have the brain of a goldfish. If it's not in front of me, it doesn't exist.
But we do have that one in. We have user Bear43, Bernstein McSnorkel. Fourth in goals among rookies, which is actually pretty impressive being this low. 231 TPE. Dropped a little bit on the board compared to the J draft, but they are still around. They're still a player, and I'm sure getting drafted is, for a lot of people, can be a good thing. Unfortunately, it does look like, I did look, their last post was in January.
But they do leave us with one big mystery, though, I'd like to ask you about. Is it Bernstein or Bernstein? Bernstein.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they haven't posted since January, but there's always that hope there. You send them a private message, they get their emails turned on, they pop back.
It's worked for others.
Yeah, that's what brought Slash back. When he
do we really need that?
Jesus Christ! But really,
I'm just kidding. I love you, Slash.
But really, I mean, look at that.
Slash not even here catching the stray.
You got a guy who ended up being a hell of a goaltender who went inactive and got pulled back from a private message.
Yeah.
So you never know what might happen there. Right, next pick. Let's swap scenes here. Next pick will be up shortly. We definitely have one at 57 from Chicago. We're definitely getting close to the end here. I think we might have another couple players or teams that have bowed out.
Oh yeah, there's definitely more and more teams that are starting to accumulate here. Let me see. We have
Bap's out.
18 of the 20 teams have already passed so far.
Bap's out. Ham's out.
So, from what I can tell, Tampa Bay would be one of them.
Tampa Bay and Philadelphia so far are still going.
Which I actually have to go back and change that because...
But...
Yeah.
We do have a couple picks left to announce.
Yep, which we can move over to Brandon York, user Hockey Man from the Colorado Raptors. 36 overall, dropped a little bit. Hopefully he's still active. I'm not entirely sure here.
Get to that point in the draft where you don't really know.
I can confirm that this player is active.
Yes, they are, yep.
Did a little bit of messing around with Sparky today.
So congratulations to them. And Chicago finding themselves a little bit of a diamond here late in the third.
I mean, that's pretty incredible at 57, and we're almost done the third round, coming in on the fourth, and you're still grabbing someone that's active and that's going to be able to contribute. That's
solid.
That's great.
That's super hard to find this late.
And after 57, we have 58, which is back to Baltimore.
Yeah. Just waiting for... There we go. Gunther DeBrusque, user Linz Angeles. I feel like I know this name.
Yes, so they had a player in the past, Eon Hamilton, who I believe actually may have made it into the Hall of Fame. I can't think of their most recent player's name,
They did that player Can't I Kill, I think, right?
Maybe.
I can't
Yeah,
remember.
that
He did
sounds
have
familiar.
one, yeah.
That sounds familiar.
There was another player in there too, I think. I don't know who though. But anyway, congratulations there. Moving to Baltimore, so good pick up there by BAP. Let's see. But that will be BAP's last pick.
Yeah, as they have decided to pass moving forward.
So then we move on to number 59, Tampa Bay again.
Starting to slow down a little bit, but still a couple picks here left. And as we can see,
user Budgie, Keith Kakapo, goaltender, I believe.
It does look that way. They have a skater render for him, but they do have goalie stats up on the board.
Yep, I do see them as Anaheim. I'm not seeing them on Anaheim's roster, but I'm not super concerned about that. It might just be a mistake I'm missing here or whatever. But either way, brought in by Tampa Bay, joining a pretty solid class that Tampa Bay's brought in, especially with the 1 and 9 overall. So hopefully that'll kickstart the activity for them.
Yeah, and it's never too late, you know. Like, a lot of people take a season or two off, or maybe even a little less than that, and come right back at it and get reinvigorated. You never know what can happen. I mean, I think of someone that we had back in Baltimore, in Bongo, who was on his last legs, leaving Hamilton basically, and ended up earning like another 600 TP after coming to Baltimore in the long run, and now he's having a great career in Philadelphia after being picked up in the expansion draft.
Yep, and now we're going to drop down quite a bit now because everybody is passed except for Philadelphia, which we only have 2 more picks to announce, it looks like, and then we will be done for the day. Everybody, I hope you've all had a wonderful time.
Hope we didn't bore you too much.
Yep, and then here's somebody that a lot of people will know. Boom Check's back. Duke Jordan, yeah. Duke McDonald Gagne, whatever.
Gagne.
Gagne. Anchorage Armada, 220 TPE, 9 mil. Spent a short stint with his last player on Montreal for a season. I enjoyed having him there. He popped in and out every now and then. Usually just screamed Jodan and left. But you know what? He's a good guy.
That's a little surprising to see him go this low. So many teams having passed already.
Yeah, I think it's probably it's probably a question on the activity a little bit, honestly.
For sure, but it's not. I just feel like it's not like there's some sort of toxicity to the player. That
absolutely not. Boom Check's a great dude.
Exactly. It doesn't. Anyways, I feel like this is a great risk to take at this point.
Yep.
If you even want to call it a risk.
I would like to point out that somebody just made a player called Pass Forfeit. And then the last one is a player that I'm surprised even was picked this high. Red Kirkby going to Philadelphia. I mean, it's not pick anyway. But it looks good, but you know, it's nice. You might as well pick your own player if you got it. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't pick himself at 69 though. But you know, whatever.
I always wonder when GMs take their players here if there's any like relation to the number they take their player at or not. Or like, I know with me, Jara 95, I tried to have pick 95 in my first draft as a GM with a player in it and things like that. So,
but we got
I always wonder if there's anything behind it.
We got Ass Clap taking Red Kirkby, rookie TPE leader, so he's definitely leading the charge there. So good for him. And then we got a little bit of a headache on the boards trying to do rounds we don't have, but we're not going to worry about that right now.
Oh, it's already taken care of. We're all good.
Yeah, but we are all set at that point, ladies and gentlemen.
That completes the draft.
Yeah, that is our
2 hours and 15 minutes. I can't complain too much.
No, we've definitely had worse.
Yeah.
I mean, at least there were players to get picked, unlike the last one. That was last one was brutal. I mean, especially being a GM in that one. That was a bit brutal because you're looking for anything and it just wasn't there.
Yeah, it's really nice to see this draft go as far as it did, and I'm part of the 65 server as well now, and we have one heck of a solid group building there as well. That's going to be a very good draft class. Like, we haven't even started recruitment for it yet for first gens, and we've already got more than a round worth of worthy recreates.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to see these slightly bigger draft class after a few concerning ones.
Yeah. Hopefully we're on the way up with some bigger draft classes. I know we're making some changes to the off-season recruiting process. We're going to be doing some post for posts with a few other sim leagues, and we're looking into a few other previously untouched recruitment sources. So hopefully we will see
exciting
some bigger classes coming forward.
It's tantalizing.
Get the tickles.
And one more time, I want to yet again thank the boy Rugsy in the back there, making everything happen and with the graphics and keeping the board updated. So congratulations. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
You did great. Finn, once again, congratulations. Great draft. Keep up the
sir.
good work, buddy.
Thank you. I'm glad we've got it taken care of and all good. I'm going to try and relax a little bit now.
Yeah, it's
that sounds like a plan.
Time to have a couple of beers and just hang out the rest of the weekend, I think.
Absolutely. So we have free agency opening up at noon Eastern tomorrow. Aside from that, I think that's all we really got for you this weekend.
All right. So to all of the teams, all of the players picked, congratulations. Have yourself a wonderful season 64 and have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.